Adding new evolutions to old Pokemon is something we're pretty used to at this point. In fact, it's something that us Pokemon fans have started to demand over the years. And it seems to be the trend that the even-numbered generations are the ones that get the new evolutions. So, you see what I'm getting at here? Generation 6 already has Sylveon, so I think we can expect a few new evolutions to old Pokemon to happen. So I'm gonna give you my top 10 Pokemon that need evolutions, and keep in mind this isn't really a prediction list as much as just my opinion. Oh, and there's gonna be a special announcement at the end of this video, so stay tuned. Number 10! I don't even really like Muck that much, but I've always wanted it to evolve because I always knew exactly what it should be. You ever get an idea that you just feel is so good that you really want to see it happen? Well, that's Muck's evolution for me. Okay, so it would obviously be like a crud monster like Grimer and Muck, but I think it would be really cool if it had legs that kind of sunk into the ground as it moved, and its arms would kind of do the same thing, except they could actually come up off the ground, if that makes sense. I know what I'd name it too. Scum. See? It's got Muck backwards in the name. Wait, Muck backwards is cum. Number 9! Rapidash, you sexy beast. Gen 1's fiery steed is already pretty darn cool to begin with, but I feel like it's just lacking something. Better stats? Sure. But you know what would be even better? Wings. There are a lot of Pokemon based on mythological creatures, and I expect there will be plenty more with fairy type on the horizon, but there hasn't yet been a Pegasus Pokemon. And aren't all things better when they're on fire? No? Shut up. Yes, they are. So let's get a Fire Pegasus up in here, ramp up its stats, and call it a day. The only problem I see with this evolution is that it would probably be fire flying, making it 4 times weak to Stealth Rock. Ugh, why does competitive have to ruin everything? Number 8. What's Basculin's deal anyway? I remember playing through Gen 5 and being like, alright, this little fishy is pretty fast and hits pretty hard. Wonder what it evolves into. Oh. Nothing. Never mind. Seriously, all the little fishy Pokemon evolve, but not Basculin. It's such wasted potential too. He's like a badass little piranha or beta fish, and he's apparently supposed to be masculine? Was Basculin supposed to evolve into a man? A scaly man-fish? I don't like where this is going. Maybe he'll evolve into Bastosterone. Man. Number 7. Like Rapidash, Absol is one of those Pokemon that's already really cool, but just needs a little beefing up. I'm sure if Absol could hold its own in battle a little better, it would see a lot more action. But that's not the only reason Absol should evolve. Think about what it represents. Seeing an Absol is said to be a sign that a disaster is coming, so maybe its evolution would be the disaster itself. It could learn Earthquake and Twister and Avalanche and Hurricane and Fissure and Armageddon. Holy crap, Armageddon would be an awesome attack. Get on it, Game Freak! Number 6! Durant is in almost exactly the same boat as Basculin. I mean, not literally. What I mean is it's got room to grow. Its design is pretty simple and could have been taken in some cool direction, like soldier ants with cool wings or something. Its stats aren't all that high either, and Steel Bug is a great combination as we've seen with Scizor. Durant has the potential to evolve into something really awesome, and even though it's a pretty new Pokemon, I still really feel like it has a lot of untapped potential. Number 5. Heracross and Pinsir. Okay, hear me out on this one. I don't want an evolution for either of these as much as I want an explanation. But I'd welcome that explanation in the form of an evolution. Here's what I mean. Gen 1 had Scyther and Pinsir, which were obvious counterparts to each other. They were the only real badass bugs of the generation, and they could both be found in the Safari Zone, and they both had the same base stat total. So when Gen 2 came out, Scyther got an evolution in Scizor, and Pinsir got nothing. Oh, but here's another beetle Pokemon that comes right after Pinsir in the Johto Pokedex, and has the same stat total as Pinsir, just like Scizor and Scyther. Now, I'm not saying Pinsir should have evolved into Heracross because, look at him. And maybe Scizor wasn't supposed to evolve from Scyther. Maybe that was a last-minute decision on Game Freak's part. But what's done is done, and I think they should give Pinsir an evolution, or maybe Heracross a pre-evolution, just so I can stop staring at my Pokedex all confused out of my mind because none of this makes sense.
I'm stupid?
Number 4! Dunsparce is an obvious choice. Just look at this derpy thing. It looks like some pupa that has no business trying to exist out of some dreary-ass cave or something. Its eyes don't open, its wings aren't developed, it doesn't even have legs, and its name? Dunsparce? Dunce as in idiot and sparse as in not plentiful? It's like this thing isn't even fit to be alive. Now apparently Dunsparce is based on the Tsuchinoko, which is a Japanese mythological creature along the same lines as Bigfoot or Chupacabra, so I can maybe see why it doesn't have an evolution, but honestly, that's no excuse. Magmar is based on like 5 different myths at once, and it's got an evolution and a baby. But wait, mythological creature? Maybe Dunsparce has been waiting all this time for something. Maybe it's going to be a fairy. Maybe it'll become the exact opposite of what it's been all these years and embody bountifulness. Is that a word? It could be named Cornucopious. Number 3! These next 3 are just so far above and beyond the previous 7 that I think I'll poop my pants if any of them gets an evolution. Anyway, I freaking love Tiana. It's a dark type, it's a dog, it's got a great design and a cool name. It's just a little on the weak side. I really loved my Tiana and Sapphire version, but I ended up having to box it because it just couldn't hold its own. Tiana has a ton of room for improvement stat-wise, and physically, I don't know, just make it more beastly. Beastliana! Number 2! Banette. So cool, so creepy. But nonetheless, I love this Pokemon and I want to see it evolve. There's plenty of room for improvement. Its design isn't overly complicated, it's pretty small, its stats aren't amazing, and Dusclop's got an evolution, so what gives? I would have much rather have seen Banette get one, but heck, why not both? Why not, Game Freak? It would just be bigger and more creepy and more evil and able to more swiftly dispose of the children it hunts down. Think of the children. Number 1! Yes, the other dark dog. Houndoom is the only Pokemon from my top 10 favorites that I think needs an evolution. I mean, I love Houndoom as it is, but I'd love to see it get a little boost in power, and I have some pretty good ideas as to what it would evolve into. There's a meme floating around talking about how we've got dog Pokemon and 3-headed Pokemon and mythological Pokemon, so how about for Pokemon number 666, why not a 3-headed dog? And why not evolve it from Houndoom? Is this not the best idea? I know I'm not the only one who thinks so. There's a ton of fan art of this exact thing floating around. This is obviously a great idea. And I'm just full of those, aren't I? And now for a special announcement. Alright guys, so here's the deal. I'm gonna be buying a 3DS with video capture capabilities, so I'll be able to actually like plug my 3DS into my computer and get footage from the games I'm playing, and it'll be so much easier to make videos because I'll actually be able to like use my footage from my 3DS games instead of having to use an emulator or whatever. So I'm gonna be buying one of those, and the only thing about it is they're pretty darn expensive, and I already have a 3DS, so it kind of seems pointless. So what I'm gonna do is I figured I would give you guys the chance to own my old 3DS. So I'm going to put it up on eBay, and hopefully it will help me pay for the 3DS with the capture card. And if you want, I'll sign it. If you want to have a little dookieshed memento, I'll sign the 3DS. You don't get my Mega Man thing though. I keep that. Anyway, so I'll put the link in the description, and yeah, so hopefully some of you guys are into this, and it'll help me buy a new thing to make more videos. Yay! Make a video! Wah! Anyway, if you like this video, there are more like it you can watch. What Pokemon do you want to see evolve? Leave me a comment, and make sure you like and subscribe or I'll kill you!